what's up, guys? Welcome back with Fresh Daily Meggs. I have another guest, but now we have two. I'm very excited for this one. You guys may see them on TikTok. I know that's where I found them, and I fell absolutely in love with their videos, and I tried to get them to notice me for a while, embarrassingly enough, but I guess I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. We have an iconic couple here. Would you guys like to just say your names and a little bit, actually, don't say a little bit about yourself. I'm gonna ask. I don't know where I'm going with that, but introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Shannon. This is Juwan.
Yeah.
We go by Ju&Chan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're married. We got married 2 years ago. Juwan plays for the Saints, and now we do TikTok. It's fun.
Yeah, and that is pretty much like the basis of where I found you guys, and like what I know about you is that you're a married couple. He's in the NFL. You make a lot of the content, and it works pretty well, and it's super entertaining. Like, I actually got a bunch of my producers, and I was like, look at their content, and we all fell in love with it. So I'm really, really excited just to talk to you guys and get to know you. A lot of these questions, like, it's pretty much like flat based. Like, I'm gonna act like I know nothing about you guys, but obviously I do my research. So I just kind of want everyone to get to know you. So first of all, when did you guys meet, and how did you meet?
Dang. We both went to Penn State. I did gymnastics and he did football. We met at a mutual friend's birthday party. But it was actually my senior year and his junior year. So it was kind of late in our college experience. But yeah.
I seen her from across the room like Chris Brown, and had to go over there and holler at her. And just shot my shot. I missed a couple times, but I got my rebound and put it back up.
And it worked.
So, yeah.
Do you remember what he first said to you?
Oh my gosh, literally this man was just a little bit too much for me. I don't remember exactly like the words that he said, but I just wasn't about it. Like, I didn't really like how hard he was trying.
You were like, you have to lay it lower, put the bar a little lower, and just kind of be like more calm about it. He was coming on a little too strong.
He had a little bit of an ego, and I was like, I'm not about it. I'm not about it. That's old him.
Yes. Did that ego come with being a D1 athlete? Is that like what you perceived him as? Like, oh, he's a D1 athlete, he's gonna act like that.
Definitely.
I definitely was getting that vibe. Obviously, as I got to know him, like, I was wrong. But I think that night he just was very excited to try. I don't know. And I was like, just not about it. I wasn't.
Well, here's the thing. We've known each other, like, we've known of each other before. Right. But I just, like you, I did not know her name. Like, I thought her name was Channing, like Chanine. And then her last name was Regoza, and I always thought it was like Regaza. Like, I didn't know how to approach you because I didn't know how to pronounce your name. So I'm like, I'm about to be wrong from the jump. So
LOL.
Yeah.
I get it. So you're trying to play it cool. You're trying to play it cool. Did you guys like follow each other on Instagram before? I need to know. Like I know, like, on campus, I see a lot of people. You know their names. Did you have them on Snapchat?
So that's the weird thing. I have no idea how we had each other on Snapchat. But we did, and that's how he tried again the next day, was by hitting me up through Snapchat.
Yeah, I was plotting. I was definitely plotting from the beginning. I had to.
Did you leave him on red?
It must have been a mutual friend for sure.
No,
we had mutual friends.
Yeah, like, you know how on Snapchat you can like click that thing where it's like friend of friend or something?
Yeah, we had mutual friends.
You can like see who's best friends with who. And I mean, I'm sure you guys had a little streak after a few days, clearly, because now, I mean, look at you. Let's seriously. So how long have you been together in total?
We've been together for about 5 years now. Married for 2 and a half almost.
Yeah, 2.5.
But yeah, I think we dated for a year and a half. Years before we got married.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness, I love that. No, I'm so nosy. Like, I love hearing about couples. I have a boyfriend myself, so I'm like about the relationship life, and I'm like, oh, when did you guys meet? All this. I see you guys on TikTok, and I knew about Penn State, but what are your backgrounds, like hometown, siblings? What did you guys study in college? Like, all the little things that people may not know about you.
You go first?
You go first.
I'm from Glasgow, New Jersey, small town in New Jersey. About 25 minutes from Philly. I have 2 older brothers that are 15 and 9 years older than me, so like, I'm a baby. So I'm pretty much an old soul. Yeah, so like I pretty much just grew up with football and all that. Nothing really special, just small town heroes.
Oh gosh.
Juan, you're from New Jersey. My apartment actually, I live in downtown Manhattan. I actually look over New Jersey every single day. There's like this
For
little
real.
Colgate clock in like Jersey City. It's like a landmark in Jersey. So I look at that gorgeous Jersey City every day. But Shan, where are you from?
So I'm from Cali. I grew up in a small town outside of LA, like 30 minutes. It's called Upland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did gymnastics in college. I majored in communications of arts and sciences and media studies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my life. I did gymnastics my whole entire life. Like literally, that was the only sport I ever did. So I did elite gymnastics for a while. Traveled for that, and then just went to college for it too.
Wait,
so,
you were in Cali. What made you choose Penn State?
Yeah, so gymnastics, I really just picked the school because of the team. And I had a good education. I feel like the thing is for me is I really wanted a school that had a good education and a good team where I compete as well. So I was really excited about that. And after visiting Penn State, I loved it. So of course I wanted to go there. But yeah, I'm also an only child. Didn't say that. So
Yeah.
crazy. We kind of both got the same vibe with the being really young and being an only child. So
Yeah.
now we want a lot of kids because of it.
Yeah, no, I got you. And Juan, did you know you wanted to play professional football? Was that even a dream for you? When did that start for you? Like, give me some little background on it.
I feel like I've always wanted to play in NFL, even when I was little. So the crazy part is when I was young, like this my first 2 years of football, I actually quit football because I didn't like contact. And I was like, look, this isn't for me. Like being hit is just not me. And I love running track, so that was like my biggest thing. But as I got older, I felt like football was kind of my gift, and so I just kind of bought into it, and scholarships started happening, and I was like, dang, like I'm actually pretty nice. So then that's when I really felt like, all right, like I can really make a killing out of this. So yeah, that's what happened.
And now you're 2 years into the NFL, is that right?
2 years into the NFL, just signed another contract with them, another 1 year deal. So I'm really excited to see, what the future has for me with the Saints and, just NFL in general.
So we're going to get a little more into the sports side in a minute. I still want a little more background knowledge. You guys, when did you start TikTok? And who brought it up to who? When did you decide to do like a little joint account? All that.
So it's really funny the way it worked out actually because during the pandemic, it was like in the summer and Juan's agency had hit up all the guys and they were like, you guys should get on TikTok. Like we feel like TikTok's going to be a big deal. And
we got Gary V. Like I'm in Gary V's agency, so he's on it. Like he already is like, yo, I get on it. Like this is the next big thing. Like,
yeah.
It's bigger than Instagram, to Twitter. I was like, all right.
He was definitely telling everyone to get on it, and me and Juan were like, And then we were thinking about it, and we're like, well, honestly, like if we were to make a TikTok, we would do a joint account.
Right.
And so we did. We made a TikTok in like June of 2020. That was kind of started, and
it was tough.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't pop off until like maybe 2 months later, 3 months later. So like we were just out here chilling on TikTok for a minute, just goofing off, and then once it started to do well for us, we're like, dang, we're about to take this thing seriously.
Right. Start getting after it. So
yeah.
And now, how many followers do you have on it
right now?
Yeah. Do you have it in your head, or you have to like look?
2.3.
2.3. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
2.3 mil.
So I was.
But it was good now. We good now.
Yeah, no, you guys are big chillin'. I actually was reading an article, and it had a line in it that you guys are laughing all the way to the bank with your TikTok, and I think it's kind of true because did it start out as kind of taking the whole? I mean, a lot of it is like the whole NFL wifey relationship, that whole dynamic, and people eat that up. But then there's so many people that kind of dehumanize it, and I think there's like a good fine line of half of the people just wanting you to respond and make a video and just saying stuff that they just completely made up. Right. And then there's the other half that actually truly believe that. Were you always giving insight to your life on a real level, and now it kind of turned into like these joke comments with you like renegading to them? Or like how did that turn into what you make now as content?
It really started because I remember our very first video that went viral. I got so offended. Like, people were so mean to me. I mean, people are mean to me now, but I'm like, like, that's funny. Yeah. But I was just so upset, like, actually. And I was like trying to figure out what to do about that. I was like, I cannot do this. I don't know how I feel about this at all. Yeah. And then people started, like, you know, having little arguments with each other in the comment section. And I was like, hold on. And so I started like replying to all the hate comments, and it made me start to not take them seriously. And then as I started doing that, it turned into like trends and stuff, and that's where like the NFL Wife routine started. When I started doing that, and then a bunch of other girls started doing the NFL Wife routine, and it turned into a really fun thing. So I don't know.
You know what's crazy is that first video that went viral, you got mad at me because I made the video. She got mad at me. She was like, yo, like, you put me on blast. You're supposed to let me know when you put up a video. And I'm like, yo, it got 1.9 million like views. And I'm like, why are you mad at me? And then from there, like, when I made a video, I made sure it was approved and revised first before I started posting anything, because she got hot with me. I was like, look, this social media stuff ain't worth my marriage, bro. You're not gonna get mad at me over some video.
Wait, no, so it's funny because I'm like a woman in sports, so I get the whole people like saying stuff to make you upset, and it used to bother me too, and I used to fight that. Oh, I used to go for their neck. I used to be like, well, you're this. I used to go on their profile, roast their profile picture or something. And then I'm like, these people just want a response. And also, like I talked about this in an episode before, there's so much gray area. You know, what you put on social media is like a good 5%, and then obviously, like, you're making a joke about yourself. It's better to laugh with them than be laughed at or laugh, you know, all that good stuff. But you said it got to you at first. Now it's for content. There's something within your content I kind of want to address. Where did the iconic face come from, Chan? the face you made.
Don't make me do it now. I'm about to laugh and do it. Oh, my God. Girl, that's my face. I do that when I laugh, and it's so embarrassing. It's bad. It's ugly. And I can't stop.
I think it's like, people think like you're like joking, but you've been doing that ever since I met you.
I've been doing that since like birth.
So that's not for the content.
Her friends, like even my friends was just like, yo, why is Shannon doing that? And this was like way back then. I'm just like, that's just how she is. Oh. And that's when people caught on and started crying.
No, I love it. It's so good. I literally thought it was for the content, and now you're telling me this face goes way back. I mean, it just shows like how like you guys are so comfortable showing like your quirks online. I absolutely love it. I am here for it. What is it actually like though? So like, jokes aside, what is it actually like to be an NFL wife, NFL couple? Like, behind the scenes, is there stuff that we don't see? Is there things you've had to get accustomed to?
Yeah, it's a lot harder than people like to act like they think they know. It's very stressful. We have to move a lot. We never really know where we're going or what's next. So that side of things is kind of, you know, annoying because people think that everything is just like sunshine and rainbows. Right. But of course there's like so much fun too. Like, I get to watch him, you know, do what he loves. We get a pretty good schedule, you know, he's off a lot of the time. So like, we get to have fun together. So that's really nice. But
it's just tough. I feel like even for you is that, you know, such a small part of, you know, our year is dedicated to me, and I'm gone most of the day and most of the week. And then there's a good part of the upside of that is that we have a whole off season, and I spend a lot of time with you then. So it's just like that sacrifice in between there is just like,
that's a good one.
Sacrificing sacrificing this small bit of time, especially for a small amount of years, because I'm not doing this forever. Yeah. You know, it's just a dedication. It's a sacrifice.
It's a huge sacrifice. A lot of mental work. I mean, you're moving places, the public aspect of it, just the work aspect of it. It takes a huge toll on you both individually as people. And like you said, you move around a lot. Are you guys currently happy with where you're based? Where's your favorite place that you've lived? Like, tell me about that.
I'm from Cali, so I love Cali. We do go to LA in the off season, which is like the best. Obviously, I'm obsessed with that. But I do love New Orleans. I know you love New Orleans.
I do. I love New Orleans, and I think it's more so because it's so slow paced.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when we go to Cali, it's just we're always like this, and I'm just yo, we need to slow down.
Yeah.
But definitely New Orleans, just the people, the hospitality, the vibe,
the food.
The food. Oh yeah, the food is.
I definitely gained some weight when I moved here. That's for sure. I did, but it's the best.
No, honestly, it's kind of the best that you're not in the middle of nowhere. You know, it's funny. I've traveled to a lot of places and seen a lot of different NFL, NBA teams for work. And I always tell myself, I'm like, if I was an athlete, a pro athlete, I would want to be based in a place that at least has some civilization, because you could be in the Midwest in the middle of nowhere. So you guys have like a good medium. So like you're right in between kind of Cali, New Jersey, where you can go home. So it's like a good. Definitely. So, but LA's the vibe. Is that what I'm going with?
I love off seasons because I get to be back home, be in LA, and especially with like social media, obviously, like it's easier out there for all that. But I mean, I work from home, so if I need to go to LA, I go to LA. You know what I mean? So.
There you go. And with your content, you can take it anywhere. And with your content schedule, do you guys I know every person on TikTok makes their content so differently. I personally, like, I'll just think of stuff and post it the second I think of it. Sometimes I probably shouldn't do that, and then I look at the comments, I'm like, holy, like, why did I post that? It's so cringe. And do you guys think it out, or do you just like think, okay, I have this idea, like, let's film it?
More so the second one. I would love to be able to think of like a million ideas on a Monday and film them all and post the rest of the week, but like that's not me. So we just like, if we think of something and we think it's fun and we do it, we'll post it, and then like, all right, something new tomorrow, better get your brain ready.
Right. And it's sometimes we get into that creative funk. Like sometimes we just can't think of anything. So it's like, man.
Oh yeah.
But then there's some weeks where we're just on. Like we know we're just on. So it just comes and goes. It's tough, but it's just
on that. Being a TikToker. It's being a TikToker is so weird because you either get it or you don't. And a lot of people are like, oh, like, give me ideas for this, or brands will be like, do you have an idea for this? And it's like, honestly, like, I'm out of luck for you. Like, I don't know. Like, I get in the same way. There's one thing you guys are always consistent with lately. You like to kind of play with your followers and drop little hints and joke with them. And I don't know if you're joking or not. They don't know if you're joking or not. But is there anything we should be looking out for in the future? Any plans, events, or are you guys purely just kind of keeping them engaged, if you know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to name anything.
Oh. There are definitely, we would love for there to be something.
Is that all I'm going to get?
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
We're at work.
Under construction.
It's a work in progress.
No, we definitely would obviously love that, but we love to play around with people, but we're serious at the same time.
Serious but not serious. No, I got you, because it's so funny because a lot of it is like kind of like the views, like, you know, people want to see that, so you're kind of like dropping the breadcrumbs. Like, I see what you guys are doing, but I feed into it too. I'm like checking your thing every day, and I'm like, is this real? Is this not real? I can't.
Girl, I have so many people every day hitting me up like, oh my gosh, congratulations. And I'm like, so many
people / family
will hit us up and be like, oh.
That's how I know we're doing a good job. That's
I mean, if you're fooling family and they're looking at your social media and they're thinking it's real and they're coming to you being like, what is this on TikTok? I mean, you know you aced it and you know you're fooling everyone. Right. But maybe one day won't be a fool. But it's easy. It's like you have your followers in a chokehold. Like, anything that your followers want to see, you guys know what they want to see, and you guys do it so expertly. I don't know if you guys realize how smart you are doing that, but it keeps everyone like on their toes waiting. I'm on my toes all the time.
I love it. Good. I love that.
And I had a couple. I kind of skipped around here, so I'm just trying to see what I haven't hit. So NFL, what it's like being an NFL wife, NFL couple. Do you guys have any advice for people in relationships that have a similar dynamic to you guys, or just relationship advice in general? It doesn't have to be, but I know there's a lot of people that post similar content, but there's a lot of unseen things and things that people don't know. So do you have any advice?
Me? Oh man. I feel like I said before, I feel like it's a sacrifice, but I feel like my biggest like word would be like reciprocity, and that's just like giving the same as the others giving. Like just about like I know how I come home from work and I could be tired, but I know like that's your time. Like when I get home, you're just like, yo, like I need my husband. And so even those times, like you want to film too. Like you also want love, but you also want to film. So I'm like, all right, like I gotta go to my second job. Like let's go.
Right.
So after work, like I know I have to give that to you because you've been waiting for me, all day. So really just reciprocity, sacrifice, just like your sacrifice when I'm away. So
Yeah.
really that.
Yeah, I feel like figuring out that balance is such a big thing, especially for us because we work together. So it's like, obviously, people are always like, oh my gosh, like, how much do you guys hate each other? Like, you're always spending time together. But you just really have to learn each other and, like, make those sacrifices for each other. And it ends up being so fun. Like, I would hate if I was to do what I do without him.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much fun with him. So I can't even imagine it without.
That's sweet.
Aww.
That was sweet.
I love that. And you mentioned about like your second job, like you guys working together, like making the content, being content creators. Do you ever find it's hard to have a balance between, okay, this is what we're going to show the public, this is how much we're going to show the public, and then this is what we're going to keep for ourselves? Or do you guys have that like down to a T?
I feel like it's a little bit challenging. I think that a lot of people don't know me the way that they think they do. I obviously like have shown my real self out and about, and like I feel like you as well.
Yeah.
But we obviously put on that like joke side as well, so people don't really know like all sides of us. But we're not mad at it either. Like they know that we're like in love, but sometimes we act like we're not on the videos, and people should just know that we are.
Right.
But we like to play around, so we do keep sometimes in whatever season we're in and whatever we feel like posting.
Definitely. I feel like social media is just all about seasons. Definitely, because it's just like things are so different now. Like one time we were doing NFL routines, the next one we're doing like skits, and then the next time we're doing different. It's just so weird. We just gotta stay with it,
Yeah.
No, it's definitely a huge part of it is like being so vulnerable with it, because I know you guys like joke around a lot and like people are like, oh, like that's them, but there's like a whole other side they don't see. Is there anything that we don't know about you guys, like maybe like a fun fact or just something about either of you that nobody knows that you'd be willing to share?
I would say for you, you're an incredible cook. People don't know that you're a great cook.
I know, because I make it look like I don't cook or clean or do anything, right?
You are a really good cook, and I mean like you are you're a really good cook. That's how I'll say that. I
know for him, a lot of our brand is literally making him look like the worst person ever. And he's not. Like, the past, like, month maybe, I've been, like, posting a little bit of, like, the cute stuff that he does for me. But, like, this man, like, he really, like, gets me flowers every week. Like, once a week he'll buy me flowers. Like, he does so many cute things. Like, he always comes home and, like, does something so sweet for me. And, like... Put my head up. Go ahead. He always does all that stuff. So it's, like... It's kind of sad. I feel bad that I'm out here like, like he's so mean, but like he's not. He's so nice that I can joke about it. Yeah. But like, like he's like such a sweet man. Like he's like a teddy bear.
Hey, that is so cute. Oh my gosh. No, I'm in love with you guys. Like it's true. Like people have the whole stereotype of the dynamic of what they think your relationship is, and it's like they know nothing. Yeah. They just want to. And it's funny because you guys joke along with the narrative, and like people don't realize like they are just feeding you bits and pieces, and like there's so much more. And people, it's almost like weird because sometimes when the comments come at you, they're kind of dehumanizing you a bit and just kind of narrowing you guys down to he's a football player and she's this like trophy wife, but it's like there's so much more to you and there's so much more to both of you. Like it's so crazy. And like a lot of people probably don't even know you were an athlete, Chan, like or don't even know that you guys have degrees or stuff. Yeah, people underplay you a lot. And how do you deal with that? Like, do you just know your value and do you know when to log off, all that? Yeah, I feel like, again, like at first we took it like super personal, or at least I did. But now I think playing with it is like really what just helps us like get over that. Obviously there's times where I'm like, dang, like if people call me ugly, I'm kind of like, ew, well,
Dang, I don't really have a comeback for that one. But like, I don't know. We kind of just keep it lighthearted.
No, it's definitely that playing along with it, because I mean, you know what you are. Yeah. But it's also like that words of affirmation, like letting you know that you are not that of what they tell you that you are, and also not letting people tell you who you are either.
We definitely know each other's love languages for sure. Yeah. We know how to
build each other
help each other out.
Yeah.
So you guys are definitely like a yin and yang.
For sure, we're polar opposites.
I kind of get that vibe in like the best way possible. Like in the best way possible, I get that vibe. All right, so I think I pretty much like hit upon like everything that was like the deep talk. Now I just have like a couple random questions. Do you guys have a dog? I kind of know, but
yes, we have two. We have a French bulldog. He's a black Merrill Frenchie. Love him. His name is Hendrix.
Yes, he's sleeping right now.
He's asleep. And then we have Fitzgerald, which
he's probably a loner right now, minding his business.
Minding his business. We really don't know what he was. Ju&Chan decided to surprise me one day with a dog, and we thought it was a Chihuahua, except he's 50 pounds now, so I'm pretty sure he's not a Chihuahua.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I was like, and I'm going to because our Frenchie needed a friend, and so we went to the shelter, and he was in Mississippi.
45 minutes.
So you drove 45 minutes and got him, and I thought he was the cutest little thing. At first, she was like, I don't know, but he grew on you.
He grew on you.
He's lovely. So
it's always the person that says they don't know if they want the dog that ends up being like the ultimate lover of the dog, like the number one in the dog's life. No, I got you. Yeah. And then, no, because I've like seen a little bit of that. And then I kind of skipped over this part that I wanted to ask, but I know you guys dated for a while. You got not back together. You got married, but when you were getting drafted, what was that process like for you? And then Shan, like how did that news come upon you guys? Did it change the dynamic of you guys? Like, tell me a little bit about like your draft day and when you knew you were going to the NFL.
Yeah. It was COVID, so a lot of it, I mean, was pretty chill. Everything was pretty much remote. And so we had like a little draft party, like via Zoom. And we did all that. I didn't hear my name called. I didn't get drafted, but, the Saints called me after the draft and said that they wanted to pick me up. And I feel like that was even better than, getting drafted. I feel like that put a chip on my shoulder and had me to drive, and going to a team is the biggest thing I wanted to do. And it was good to have you by my side, going through that. So it was a really fun experience in that.
Yeah, that was a really exciting time for us. We had done long distance for a while because he went to Oregon actually and did a 5th year there.
Okay.
So he didn't move. He moved to California in January of 2020, and then he proposed end of January 2020. And then we got married 2 weeks later in Vegas.
I know, I've seen the video.
And then the draft, or the very next week after we got married in Vegas, was the combine. Yeah. So he went to the combine, and at the combine, they're obviously like they interview them like crazy, and they like ask them all about their personal lives. And they're like, "Are you married?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "How long have you been married?" He's like, 3 days.
Right.
Like, it's just like such an awkward thing. And they're like, "Oh, where'd you get married?" In Vegas. Like, I'm like, "Oh gosh, we look crazy."
You could have sprinkled in some lies there, but it's cute. It's like just shows the story and the hecticness of it all.
Right. And I'm like, we're not those crazy. We're not being crazy. Yeah. We did not meet in Vegas, but yeah, and then the draft was like a few months later, and it was like such a new experience for us, but it was cool. I mean, everything was so fun, and being newlyweds, going through all that was like fun, obviously.
Yes.
So cool.
Definitely.
And you guys were together when he got the call?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. Were you expecting the call, or how does that work? Did you know they were going to call you? Did you know who was looking at you?
I had an idea of, who wanted me. The Saints made it intentional that they wanted me, and if they didn't draft me, that they would pick me for free agency. So I wasn't surprised when they called, but just actually hearing that we want to sign you is kind of like, it means the world. So it definitely made me happy.
And now here you guys are, NFL player and amazing content creators and gymnast who I feel like I've seen some of your content where you're still trying to like show off the gymnast skills. I was a cheerleader, so like sometimes I try to do a backflip here and there. I feel like my back's about to crack, but I feel you on that.
I'm broken.
But no, you guys were honestly so awesome. It was so nice to get to know you, and I really appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll get to see you guys in person. Are you guys going to the draft by any chance, or is that like not a thing that people go to?
Yeah, is that in Cleveland? I don't know what that says.
It's in Vegas next week.
Oh my gosh, that's tomorrow.
Oh, Vegas.
What's in Vegas?
Yeah, that's how we know.
I almost just saw a little bit of the Shan face. Did you just do it?
Oh, you're right. See?
No, I literally saw you look at him and do it, and I'm like, oh, it came naturally. I love that. But no, I'm going to the draft next week. No, I didn't know if like people go to the draft, like how people go to the NBA draft. So I was like, oh, maybe they'll be there. But I don't know. I'll be in Vegas. It could be like 90 degrees. Yeah. Maybe I'll go where you guys got married and like you guys have like a Star of Fame there or something. Who knows?
Go visit Elvis, you know?
Right.
Oh my goodness. No, I love it. I really appreciate you guys though. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for watching. Bye.
Bye.